Hi, welcome to Vegetables Day 112, and it is Therapy Thursday. Before I get into my day and the therapy that I had today, I just wanted to point out that a comment was made that yesterday's video seemed like I was tired, like I didn't want to do the video, and that maybe I shouldn't. You know, if I'm not feeling up to it and don't want to, maybe I shouldn't make the video. Well, it is true that I was not up to doing the video, and I think I even commented that. And I was tired. But part of the channel, or part of the goals of my channel, is to, document what it's like to have a chronic illness and how someone with a chronic illness, even though they may not look sick, they still have good days and bad days. Some good days where they have a lot of energy, or me specifically, I should say. There are days when I have a lot of energy and I can get a whole lot done, and then other days where I just am so tired and so fatigued that I just can't do a whole lot. And sometimes the way I look will reflect how I'm feeling. I'm not here to be all 100% happy, giggly, and perky as if every day is perfect, because it's not. So, I hope that you understand the reason why, even if I'm not feeling up to doing the video, I still do. The other reason is because I did make that commitment to myself that for 2021 I would make a video every single day. And I'm going to stick to that. So now, on to therapy. I didn't receive any new at-home exercises to do. But the therapist did have me start on this machine called a NuStep. I don't know if you've ever seen that machine, but as you sit in a chair like this, and then you have your feet up and you just push back and forth like this, like you're stepping. And I was wearing my watch, so I'm wondering if it recorded any kind of exercise or activity. Yeah, it's just showing 1,800 steps. No flights climbed. It did record 3 minutes of exercise though, so something worked. And I haven't been real good about wearing my watch again today. I did do quite a bit of dishes today, and when I do dishes, of course, I don't wear it, and then I forget to put it back on. But I did wear it to therapy, so yeah. So, it did record that at least. I was just kind of curious if it would. The next thing she had me do is she had me lay on my back, and then in front of me right here was a big platform. And so laying on if I was sitting, the platform would be right here. So she had me lay down, and then I put my feet with my knees bent up on this platform. And then I pushed with both feet. And as I pushed, it moved my body. So it was like on a slider. I've never used one of those before. She had me do both feet first and then both feet first twice, and then she had me do each foot, each leg by itself twice. So I'm in such bad shape that almost wore me out. It definitely hurt my back a little tiny bit. Not like, major issues, but I could definitely feel the burn in my leg just that little bit. So then after that, she had me do some stretches. I put one foot up on the stair and stretched out the backs of my legs. And then she had me lay down and I did the bridges and the clamshell. And she didn't have me do anything else. She was going to have me do something else, and she's like, changed her mind and decided, no, we'll just do the bridges and the clamshell. Which is 2 of the exercises on the sheets that I showed you last week. And then the only other thing she had me do was hold on to a parallel bar and swing my leg backwards. And she's like, well, we're just starting out, so I don't want to overwork you. So, the longer we go, the more intense we'll get. Just make sure that I do my exercises at home. And I did comment to her that the only place I really right now have to do the exercises is on my bed. And I have a really squishy bed, so they're not being I don't think they're very effective. They're not easy to do. So I do have some exercise pads that will be delivered on Saturday. So I'll be able to do them better. But I still came home and still had to rest because I'm so out of shape. And my muscles have lost so much strength that, I'm that out of shape. That little bit of exercise really, really fatigued me a little bit. Of course, I was tired to begin with. I don't know. This week I'm fighting with fatigue, and I don't know why. I'm afraid to find out why. But I had 7.5 hours of sleep last night, and I still had trouble getting out of bed this morning. Now, my grandson does not have school tomorrow, so I won't have to get up really early. So hopefully that'll make a difference. And hopefully I'll get to bed again tonight at a reasonable hour. And so now the other thing, as far as therapy related, that I wanted to mention is that I started a new Audible book. I think I'm on chapter 3. And I will put a link to the book in the description box below. But this book was suggested by the therapist that has been moderating my cancer support group. And it's a book called It's Okay If You're Not Okay. And it primarily talks about grief and how even in her profession, she is a licensed counselor, but even in her profession, grief is thought to be not okay. The grief is thought to be a problem. Grief is thought to be something that you're supposed to work yourself through, work through it and get over it. And so she's beginning to explore the idea that grief is not a problem. It's not an illness. And it's not something that you just have to get over. That grief is a natural response to loss. And I'm not very far into the book, of course, so I don't know everything. But so far I'm enjoying, what she's expressed. And, she is coming from the point of not only being a licensed therapist or licensed counselor. I don't remember exactly what her credentials are. I just know that she is licensed and in the counseling area, somehow in the counseling area. But she's coming not only from a professional point of view, but also from a personal point of view, because her husband, or her partner, she didn't call him her husband, she calls him her partner, drowned, died suddenly from drowning. And, she's relating to what she went through, grieving for her son, or her grieving for her partner. And so far into the book, I am enjoying it. And so far it's really touching home to me. Because there's been a couple of losses that to this day I still every once in a while will grieve the loss. The first one is my beloved Riddell. I had him for 13 years. He was a schnoodle, and he was the first dog that I had ever bonded with. I've never been a real big dog person. I've always had cats my whole life. And I'd never bonded with a dog. Well, I bonded with him. And, we had him 13 years, but he just got sick, and, it just wasn't fair to him to keep him going and keep him suffering. So I had to make the very painful decision to put him down. Well, there's actually 3. The other one is my beloved Crayola. She was, and this one was a lot harder for me, because I knew that Friedel was sick. But with Crayola, it happened in a split second. We had, Scott and I had decided to go get probably McDonald's. In McDonald's or Dairy Queen, or go to the store or something. I don't know. But we are only 5 minutes away from where we were going, and we weren't even there. When we left the house, Crayola was fine. We got halfway to where we were going, so like maybe 2.5, 3 minutes away from the house, and grandson calls us and said there's something wrong with the cat. Oh, we come home and she's just yowling. She's on the floor having seizures. So we immediately picked her up, rushed her to the vet. And he took, she would calm down for a little while. You could tell she was exhausted. You could tell she was, hurting. But she was, she was calm. And then the seizures would just start up. And, like I said, it was a split second. And once again, they took an x-ray to see if maybe, she was having seizures because of shock or a broken bone or something like that. No, nothing. So it was definitely something neurological that just hit like that. And every time she'd go into a seizure, she would just yowl. And I knew, I had to make that tough decision, but I knew that it wasn't fair to her to, put her through more testing, put her on medication that she'd probably have to take the rest of her life if it would work, and, have her go through more and more seizures while we tried to figure out what was wrong and, whether or not medication would work. Not only to add the fact that we would have to pay for this medication every month. So I'm like, no, it's time. And that one was tough on me. And then the third reason that this book has started to hit home to me is my whole entire life I was known as Angie B. And the reason I was known as Angie B is because I had a friend who was known by Angie A. And she passed away with cancer. And now I have cancer. And, you know, when you get identified, I mean, this started in first grade. So I was only like 6 years old. So when you get identified, so, you know, one part of your identity is this person. And all of a sudden this person is gone. A part of me died with her. And I know people don't understand that. And I think that's where this book is going to help, because it's going to help me work through that in a way that nobody could help me or could understand why this person that I, you know, wasn't really that close to anymore, why her death had such an effect on me. Okay, well, you know, not to be such a downer, but, you know, it is Therapy Thursday, so you know, and then since I started that book, I wanted to point it out to you. And again, I'll put the link in the description box below. And, you know, if there's something that you're going through right now that involves some kind of loss, it doesn't matter what kind of loss it is, check that book out. You know, it might give some helpful pointers to you. Well, that's the video for today. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit that notification bell so you know when I upload a video every day. In the meantime, enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you tomorrow for Foodie Friday.